Carefully open the Solara box and gently remove the panel and accessories included. Visually inspect the contents to ensure that all parts and accessories are present. The kit should include the Solara solar collector, one 6-foot flex hose, 2 metal hose clamps, 2 1.5-inch flex hose adapters, 4 kickstand clasps, 1 string, and 2 repair plugs. Refer to the parts list page of the installation manual to ensure that nothing is missing before continuing. First, we will set up the kickstand. Thread the 4 kickstand clasps onto the included string, ensuring that each is facing the same way. Tie the string to the 2 kickstand clasps on the outsides using a secure knot, leaving the 2 center clasps free to slide up and down the string. Carefully insert each of the 2 fixed kickstand clasps into the smaller channels at the bottom of the kickstand toward the outer edges, ensuring that the extreme outermost channels of the kickstand remain open. Insert the remaining 2 clasps into the smaller channels at the far end of the unit, positioning each one roughly 1/3 of the distance in from the edges of the panel. Once all clasps are installed, unfold the kickstand. The Solara panel should now stand securely upright, with the string preventing it from opening further than intended. Next, we will prepare the Solara panel for plumbing using flex hoses. Begin by checking the diameter of your system's hoses or pipes. If the diameter is not 1.5 inches, it is recommended you purchase a 1.5-inch male threaded adapter from your local pool retailer for easy installation. Begin by wrapping the male ends of the flex hose adapters with Teflon tape. Screw and tighten the flex hose adapters into the headers on both sides of the solar collector, being careful not to cross-thread or over-tighten. Place the solar collector on a hard, level surface and ensure that it is angled in such a way as to be exposed to sunlight consistently for 6 or more hours per day. Repeat these steps for each Solara panel you are including in your installation. Next, we will connect the Solara panel to the filter pump. First, turn off the pump and block any water flow at both the pool's inlet and outlet to prevent water from flowing through the hose. It is also recommended that you immerse the flex hose end in hot water for a short period of time prior to attaching it, as the heat will relax the material slightly and allow for an easier connection. Detach the hose from your pool inlet and connect it to one of the flex hose adapters on the solar collector, securing it with one of the included metal hose clamps, being careful as always not to over-tighten the connection. Once the collector is attached to the filter pump, proceed to connect the other end to the pool's return. To do so, begin by connecting the section of flex hose included in the box with your Solara panel to the other flex hose adapter screwed into the solar collector. Secure the hose with the other included hose clamp, just as in the previous step. Next, connect the other end of the flex hose to your pool's return. Note that if the supplied hose is not long enough to accommodate your installation, you will need to purchase a longer hose from your pool retailer. Once the Solara system is installed, the water flow should be as follows. The water will exit the pool and pass through the existing pump and filter system. Then, the water will pass through the collector panels. Note that when connecting several collector units together, the water pressure will drop 0.75 psi for each solar panel. It is recommended that you ensure the pool's pump is adequate to handle this pressure drop. Finally, the water will exit the thermal collector units and return to your pool. Depending on the size of your pool, you may achieve the desired water temperature much faster by utilizing more than one Solara panel connected together. This is accomplished by using the supplied connector kit. Begin by ensuring that all of the collectors have had their kickstands and flex hose adapters installed using the steps taken at the beginning of this guide. Position the collectors in the desired location. Then use a short section of rubber hose and hose clamps to connect one unit to the other as shown. Collectors can be connected together in series so that each connector is connected to each other collector in a long chain, or they can be connected in parallel, meaning that a central section of plumbing feeds the inlet and accepts the return of each panel. See the illustrations in the included installation manual for a visual representation of these configurations. Series configuration is fine for systems containing only 1 or 2 panels, but parallel configuration is recommended for systems utilizing 3 or more. We will now assemble the optional bypass kit available for the Solara system, available from your local pool retailer. It is important that a bypass valve be utilized to prevent water from flowing through the collector while it is not in use, such as at night or when the sun is obscured by overcast skies. Begin by carefully taking out all the components out of the bypass kit box, ensuring that all of the components are present. Wrap the threads of the bypass valve and all 4 male flexos adapters with Teflon tape. Then connect the T-junctions to all 4 ends of the bypass valve. Lift up the valve by pulling up on it carefully. Once the valve is up, it is in the bypass mode, and water will no longer flow through the solar collector. To turn the flow of water through the solar collector back on, simply close the bypass valve by pushing the valve down. This will resume the flow of water through the collector. Note that it is also highly recommended that a pool cover be used when the collector is bypassed to further prevent heat loss.